Hello, warm welcome, thanks for joining. So today we're in the woods and we are heading towards the River Esk. Wanted to mix it up a little bit today. I've been running around trying different styles of photography. So I've spent a few days in Whitby. I'll pop up the photos on screen in a moment. We got some quite good ones, to be fair. So I was doing a lot of street photography and trying to get some action shots because we had some very strong waves. So I wanted to slow things down a bit today. I'm going to do some nice long exposures because I feel that's the most relaxing sort of photography that you can do. You get chance to spend a bit more time in the present moment. I've been reading a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and he says that you should realise deeply that all you ever need is the present moment. And I think that that's something that can be really applied into your photography. So I was in Whitby for a few days running around. I got some not too bad shots, but because I was running around and I was overthinking and analysing and whatnot, I forgot the essence of the relaxation part of the photography and being in the present moment. And so today I'm just going to try and rebalance myself, and I thought no better place to do it than the River Esk. So we're just in a woodland just before we get there, and my plan really is just to spend more time trying to be present rather than worrying about the photos. And then if the photos come along and if a composition jumps out to me, I'll take it. And so we'll get some really nice footage hopefully as well. So yeah, thanks ever so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I just like to stop every now and then, just take everything in, just take a moment at each spot, see if there's a composition. Bring yourself into the moment by listening to the sounds, feeling the wind on your face, watching the movement of the trees. The wind, it sounds like sounds like the trees are sort of talking. The language of the trees, that's what it is. So we're not far off our spot now. We've just got to go through a little bit more woodland. and then we'll reach the spot that we're going to. And then really it's just about sitting and relaxing, just enjoying it. Like I said, not worry too much about the photos. The photos come to you if you sit there quietly. I love the walk as you're getting closer to the river. It's just lovely. It's the sound of the water rushing through, just getting closer and closer. Yeah, just a different style of video really today. I've been rushing around in Whitby for a couple of days, and although I've really enjoyed myself, I'm trying to re-ground myself in my photography, because I wasn't very present when I was running around taking shots, trying to catch the action shots, and they are fun and you get some great shots, but photography for me is a therapy, you know, and it's great. It's so adaptable. You can do the sort of photography like that where you're running around and getting excited and filling up 3 or 4 memory cards and just going a bit mad, and then other times you slow it right down and just go out with an intention. So I intend to relax and enjoy myself and become present and in the moment, and I hope that that'll sort of translate into my photography that I take today. I just wanted to mention as well, I said in my last video about my troubles with my my tripod, and I contacted Chaos Concept about because it had a seized leg, you see, and it was just, then the leg come off at this bit, but really good customer service. Within 2 days they've sent me a brand new one, and they told me to keep my old one for spare parts. So as companies go, you really can't go wrong. I really love this tripod, so I'm so pleased that they helped me out with it, so massive thank you. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape or form by them neither. I only ever sort of tell you my true sort of stories regarding kit, but yeah, hopefully we'll do better with this one. So I've got my 24 to 70mm lens on. I did really want to get some wide angle shots, but I'm going to try and pick off little bits because it's quite a busy scene. I've popped the polarizing filter on. That's just to take away some of the glare off the water, and then I'm going to try and do some exposure shots. I'm not sure if it's too light or not. If we need to, I'll pop on the ND filter as well, but we'll see. So I just wanted to show you that the ND filter, it just removes all the glare so you get much more detail in the water. That's before and that's after. So 2 seconds, f18, ISO 64. Yeah, I think we're getting a little bit of rain, so that might actually be a good thing, because the rocks will look really nice in the river if they're wet. So fingers crossed we get a little bit of a showering, it'll just add some vibrance to the place. So I've just found a really nice little spot. I don't know if it's a spot for a photo, but by God, it's a spot just to sit and be still for a moment. God, it's just so bloody incredible. It's just so beautiful. It's one of them moments where you just realise how lucky you are to be alive. Oh, it's just fantastic. Just having one of them moments, you know, where you really appreciate where you are and what you're doing. I think this probably is as good as it gets. So I think I've got a really nice shot here. We've got a really big area to shoot, so I've got my wide angle lens on. I think this is going to be a fully wide 14mm. I don't have any filters on here, so I'm just going to have to improvise with the exposure triangle. And the way that I'll do that is I'll whip up the f numbers right up to 22, the ISO on a low, one of the low numbers, and then shutter speed will match them two settings for the correct brightness. But there is quite an interesting sky, so I might have to bracket this a little bit, but we'll see. Yeah. So we're just spending a bit of time really, just soaking it all in and just taking the odd occasional long exposure shot. I just love long exposure photography because, I mean, at the moment I've got a 25-second delay, and while that moment's happening you don't have to do anything really. You just sit and enjoy it really. And it's just fantastic. It just reminds you of, you know, well, just how lucky you are really. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm just in a bit of awe at the moment because it's if I just show you, it's just absolutely stunning. Nothing else matters in the world at the moment. Just taking a few shots and enjoying it really, and that's what it's all about for me. It's just a bit of therapy. You know, you might not get great shots, that doesn't really matter. It's the being here and just enjoying it really that matters. So I think I've spent about an hour now just sat here, just having a little wander amongst all the rocks, see if I could pick off any compositions. None of them are really great. Yeah, so we spent a bit of time there, just relaxing, taking it in. It's absolutely gorgeous, it was. So we're just going to move on a little bit further really, and just see if we can find another little spot where we can sit for a while. just everywhere you go down here is absolutely stunning. So just about enjoying it really. So we're going to try and get a couple of shots here. I just got a better view of the bridge here, which is really exciting. I'm really excited as well because this place, when summer hits, it's just going to come alive. So not only have I had a cracking day today, I know I can come back here and it's going to keep changing, and it's only going to get better, because this sort of shot is perfect when it's summer and all the trees are alive. So we'll grab a couple of shots and see how we get on. So I found a potentially really nice composition here. I've walked into the river and I've sort of stepstoned my way over, and I just love this. I love the way that the bridge is at the back, just completing the composition. Really nice rocks in the foreground. I'm really excited to see what this looks like with a long exposure. Yeah, I think it's going to look really nice.
I found you in your wild. I took you in my wings, and I fly you away from here. 'Cause honey, you're broken, and I know it, 'cause I've been there. Wounded and full of fear, hoping that you'll come around, spinning out inside. I can keep us safe and sound and build a place to hide.
Yes, I'm really excited about them shots. I took quite a lot because I didn't want to leave anything for chance. So I took maybe some of the same shots, focusing on the front and then the back, and then that way I can make sure that my images are crisp and sharp all the way through. So if I need to do any touching up, I can do that in Photoshop afterwards. Yeah. So, and then also what I did is I had the tripod high up to try and incorporate the whole scene, so get as much mid-ground as possible, because it was actually really nice. But then I tested the scene out by lowering the tripod right down, and what that does is it removes the mid-ground, and then focuses on the sort of foreground area, and then obviously you've got the background in as well. Them shots in particular, I was a bit concerned about them not being fully in focus, because obviously there's quite a big distance between the front of the image and the back. So just taking a photo of the front and the back will just eliminate any risk, and then if not, I can merge them in Photoshop if there's any issues. So I think what I'll do now, I'll just walk a little bit further and see if I can maybe find another composition, and then we'll get the drone up. I always like to do that at the end. I think there's some really nice compositions here for the drone as well, so if I get time I'll do that. But it's mainly that what I want today is to just get some nice long exposures of the river, because this nice diffused light is absolutely perfect for what I'm doing. There's hardly any glare in the water. It's just been fantastic. It's just so peaceful, and just such a difference from what I've been doing in Whitby. You know, running around. I love it, but I love this as well. It's just such a varied hobby is photography, and it's so good for the soul, I think. Most people like to go out and go to pubs and stuff like that, but I'm not so keen on that idea. Spending time in a room with a load of drunks is not my idea of fun. I'd much rather come to a nice quiet little location like this, and then if I do have a beer, it's yeah, well, it's cheaper, isn't it, for a start, and much more enjoyable, I think. so I've had a really good time. I just hope the sort of mindfulness that I've tried to exercise today sort of are reflecting the type of photography that I've got. I just wanted to say a massive thank you for joining me. If you like the channel, please do consider liking and subscribing because it really helps us out. I'm going to throw the drone up now, and then we'll call it a day from there, and then I'll see you in the next video. So thank you very much for joining. Bye now.
Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same.